Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. So we'll see how long my YouTube channel or this video stays up because I am pissed off right now and I have a spicy opinion on this particular piece of news. So as you know, about 2 weeks ago, I did a video on this old bodega clerk that was arrested and sent to Rikers and with $250,000 in bail for the crime of trying to defend himself against somebody who was attacking him in his small business. Because apparently in New York City, that's fucking illegal. And we're going to go over this. So it says over here on Reason.com, Manhattan DA drops murder charge against Jose Alba, which is the gentleman who's defending himself. It should have never been filed, and I agree. And I want to go over this, and we're also going to watch some of the video. Now, before we get into the video, I do have to mention two things that I got wrong in my original video, because when I get something wrong, I'll let you know, I'll apologize for getting it wrong, and we can fix it. I released that video before a lot of this stuff had come out, when there was just one or two initial articles on it and not a lot of video footage. The first detail that I got wrong is I said that the reason the altercation started is because this woman tried to use a credit card and it was declined. It was not a credit card. It was an EBT benefits card. So my apologies there. Secondly, I had said that the couple was together in the store with the child. They were not. The mother was in the store trying to pay for chips with the EBT card. And when it was declined, the clerk took the chips back from the child, and then she screamed, "I'm gonna have my boyfriend come here and fuck you up." And then she left. And then the boyfriend came back and attempted to fuck him up. So those are the two details I got wrong. This does not change my opinion of what happened at all, but we do have to be intellectually honest about what happened. Now, if you want to see the video, there are some, the New York Post has one, but it doesn't exactly show you the initial shove. So this one that I found here shows you the initial shove. You can see the guy gets hit into the corner. You can see the stuff on the corner kind of shook around a bit. And now he's like trying to be all man, like, you what? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Yeah, old man, what are you going to do? Or some shit like that. And then the guy around ends up getting away. And he grabbed him to stop him from getting away. And then when he grabbed him, then the old man stabs the person that is breaking behind his counter, breaking into his store, pushing him and threatening him with violence, which I 100% support. If somebody breaks into your store, hits you, goes behind your counter, continues to do this all over you, and you, as a man who's damn near twice the age of the person with a criminal record attacking you, stabs the attacker, good for you. I'll throw this guy a parade. That's what he deserves, because what he did was not wrong. Now, what we want to go into is some of the comments that I've seen from the New York Times and across the internet. "We are all clearly disappointed and can't understand how it's okay to take an unarmed man's life," said Mr. Simon's cousin, Chandra Simon. "This decision sets a dangerous precedent." Let me help you understand it. When a violent criminal walks into a store after his girlfriend says my boyfriend is going to fuck you up, goes behind the counter, and starts pushing an old man in a threatening manner, he does not need to engage him in one-to-one combat. When you strike someone almost double your age, he's allowed to defend himself with a knife. And an amazingly simple way to avoid this is to not be a giant pussy and pick fights with the elderly. If you want to just take a look, I would understand Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I would understand why people are pissed off if he used a knife, but I understand why the Bodega owner used a knife. I want you to just take a look at this dude. To be clear, I'm not insulting Jose Alba. I believe what Jose Alba did is the right thing. This is Jose Alba. This is an old, out-of-shape dude. He's in his 60s. He looks like my dad. And again, no offense to my dad and no offense to this dude. When people say, well, why didn't he just do this? Why didn't he just hit him there? Why did he not just stab in this particular place that's not lethal? Like, a young, in-shape criminal decided to engage this man in a fight. Do you think that he would have engaged somebody that was in shape in a fight? Do you think that he would have engaged my black belt martial arts instructor in a fight? Do you even think that he would have engaged somebody that's like his age but not in shape? No, he chose an elderly, out of shape dude. When you decide that you are going to attack an elderly, out of shape dude, after your girlfriend says, I'm bringing him here to fuck you up, because people have said, all he did was just push him once. The intention. The girlfriend said, I'm bringing him here to fuck you up. He hits him. He keeps him from getting away. He's doing this all around him in the video, in front of the guy. What are you supposed to do at that point? And again, there's this ridiculous idea that if I push you, you can only push me back. If I punch you, you can only punch me back. If I hit you with a piece of metal, you can only hit me with a piece of metal back. And at the point that I take out a gun or a knife, that's the point at which you're allowed to take out a gun and a knife. That there's some magical bro code that I can only engage you in the manner that you have engaged me. And you know what? I could understand that code existing if you obey the second section of the bro code, which is don't be a pussy and hit elderly fucking men. When you start hitting an old man If you get killed as a result of doing that, you got what you deserved, and dare I say it, we're better off without you. Here's something I can support. We have enough people who are there for people who break the law, Mr. Adams said outside the store. He's the mayor of New York City. I'm a person that's there for people who follow the law. Yes! Finally, Eric Adams gets something right. Yes, we should be there for people who follow the law. We should be there for the people that stock the store shelves, the people responsible for society functioning, not the people that make society worse. The people that say, I'm going to send my boyfriend to fuck you up, that then send their criminal con, has been to prison several times for good reason, ex-boyfriend, a boyfriend into the store to start beating up an old man. My heart pumps piss for you. We don't need you. We need the people that help society function, not the people that make society worse. We have so many problems right now. We have supply chain shortages, labor shortages, inflation, international discord, potential war, like all sorts of crazy shit is going on at any given point in time. We have a lot of problems that we need to solve as a society. Homelessness, the great. We don't need people that are just going out there to make things worse on purpose. They believe that Mr. Simon did not deserve to die over the altercation. Typical New York Times simping for the criminal. It is not about what you deserve. If Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson can confidently get out of this situation without killing the young man, my martial arts instructor would know how to hit the guy in the knee or do something that would allow him to not go to the hospital, but be incapacitated to the point where he could walk around just fine because he has 42 years of experience as a professional martial artist. It is not my responsibility to be a black belt, so I know how to hurt you just enough to make you stop, but not enough to send you to the hospital without using a weapon, and you forfeit your right to what you deserve when you attack an old fucking man, you pussy. People will disagree on why Bragg charted his initial course and why he decided to reverse it, but I'll posit a theory. This is from Reason.com, by the way. Progressive prosecutors and some criminal justice reformers generally sometimes have a blind spot for self-defense claims, particularly when they may empathize with the person being killed. Ding, 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 ding. That is what it is. They empathize with the person being killed. Small business owner defending his shop versus person that is on public assistance, that is mad at a perceived slight, that wants to get back. You have to understand that I lived in New York City in 2020, and I actually tried to run a business here in 2020. I understand exactly how little every fucking person in the city cares about small business, regardless of how much they love to virtue signal about how much they do. You don't give a fuck about small business owners. You wouldn't give a shit if this guy got hit and died, as long as the criminal didn't get killed. From Reason. Some may argue that the law governing the issue should have put this to bed from the start. A person may kill in self-defense if he or she reasonably believes that such other person is using or about to use deadly physical force, according to New York Penal Law 35.15. Or notably here, if he or she reasonably believes that such other person is committing or attempting to commit a robbery. Now, again, when you go behind the store and you stop the clerk from being able to collect money from people that want to do business with him, and you're standing in front of him in a threatening manner, not allowing him to get around you, and when he finally does get around you, you decide that you're going to try to grab him, yes, that is grounds for self-defense. And we went over 3515 as well as a lot of other penal law in New York City. Oh my God, that sounds so weird, but I'm sorry, the teenage part of my head just hasn't grown up yet. In this video that I did going over the district attorney's memo on all the different things that are no longer being classified as felons, that are now misdemeanors because of our great district attorney here, which I did not vote for, you can watch that video and I'll link it down below. It's 1 hour long, but I did include timestamps and citations to everything to really make it easy to understand what it was CNN was hiding in the article that they did on that particular memo. Does anybody disagree? Like, truly, honestly, did he deserve to die? I don't care. It's not about what he deserved. It's about what he asked for. When you attack an old man in his place of business and keep him from doing business and threaten him, it's not about what you deserve. Nobody gets what they deserve. We get what we earn and we get what we ask for. And he got what he asked for. He played a stupid game. He won a stupid prize. The true injustice here is that this dude had to spend time in one of the most dangerous jails in the country for the crime of defending himself. Because, dare I say it, there are parts of the country where when a criminal enters a store with a criminal record and starts fighting with the elderly store owner and starts hitting him, if the owner defends himself, everybody in the state, everybody in the city, everybody in the town would throw the business owner a parade. That's how it's supposed to be. If you want to live in a society where you will still have people that decide to take that job in that neighborhood, where they'll actually put milk and eggs and everything else on the shelves for people to buy. If you want there to be a store clerk so that you don't have to have your own little farm and milk your own cows and, deal with your own chickens and your own eggs because nobody will open a grocery store in your neighborhood, you need to support businesses that defend themselves against pieces of shit that will go in there and do this. The last thing I've heard is he took the chips away from the kid. So therefore, because he took the chips away from the kid in a non-violent manner, he deserved to have somebody half his age come in and start beating the fuck out of him. So many people keep saying, well, he didn't deserve to die. All he did is start beating up an old man. Okay, well, let's use that logic. Let's use that exact same logic that you're using to simp for the fucking criminal on what the criminal did. He's claiming that because the bodega owner took the bag of chips back from the young girl when the EBT card was declined, now he deserves to have the shit kicked out of him. Is that equal? Does that make sense? I took the chips like this. I took the chips and I took them back. Now I deserve to be physically assaulted by somebody who is in shape and half my age. Really, apply your own goddamn logic to that situation, and it still doesn't make any sense. In your heart of heart, this is a stab wound. This over here is a stab wound on his arm from that lovely, kind, polite girlfriend that walked in the store and said, I'm going to have him come here and fuck you up. In your heart of hearts, just think about it, like in your heart, do you think that this was a kind, pleasant, nice, courteous woman that walked in and said, excuse me, sir, I'm just going to get some chips. My EBT card may be declined. Would you mind just having her hold the chips while I go for another card? Or do you think that she was screaming some crazy bullshit ass shit and was like, I'm going to fuck you, motherfucker, goddamn. And then at that point, he's like, excuse me, ma'am, can you just stop? And took the chips out of the hand and just took the chips and left. Like, do you think this was a pleasant woman? Do you think this was a pleasant couple? Do you think that these are pleasant people? Probably not. Probably not. I lived in New York City for 32 years. I have been to countless bodegas in Brooklyn, in Staten Island, and I hear, late at night, because the only time I use a bodega is when the regular grocery store is closed, I hear the way so many people in the neighborhood talk to the person behind the counter. Some people talk to the person behind the counter like they're a family member, and some people talk to the person behind the counter like they're a degenerate piece of shit, deserving of no respect, deserving of violence, deserving of every horrible word in the book. I'm pretty sure I know what kind of person this was. Oh, and it gets even better. In the New York Times article, it says, Mr. Simon did not have a weapon in his hand, but a box cutter was clipped inside his shorts. Both the video and Mr. Alba's statements confirm that Mr. Simon never displayed the weapon. Prosecutors say there's no evidence that Mr. Simon mentioned the weapon or that Mr. Alba was aware of the box cutter. As if that makes it better! He was already beating up the old man! So what? Okay, so he has a box cutter. Why would you bring a box cutter there if it was not your intention after the girlfriend said, quote, my boyfriend's gonna go there and fuck you up, to use it? What is he supposed to do? Wait for his beating to end? I don't even think the box cutter matters. I don't even think it matters. Once you start beating up a dude that's damn near twice your age in his own store like a piece of shit, you deserve what you get. But they actually believe in the New York Times that this makes it better. They actually believe in the New York Times that this is something in favor of the person who got killed. Wow! I fucking hope that the people writing that New York Times article never have to deal with some fucking crazy crackhead as they're walking home at 1 a.m. that decides they're gonna take a broken Mystic Iced Tea bottle off of the sidewalk and try to stab you with it, because I have. And I guarantee you that every single one of the fucks that defend shit like this has not actually had to have a fight with a crazy person not knowing whether or not they're going to get out of it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. And Jose Alba, if you're watching this, you did the right thing. I support your business, and I support people like you not getting fucked over by any Tom, Dick, or Harry that decides to walk into your store, walk all over you, beat you up. I am not one of the people that believes that you have to take a beating and get your teeth knocked out and everything else and just wait for that to be done just so that he doesn't get what he thinks he deserves. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. That's it for today, and as always, I hope you learned something. See you in the next video.